and gentlemen, to my Riker's Iron Road to Lock and Load 2017 video series. Next, in the next couple days, the Narrative League is going to kick off. It's the Crossroads of Courage. The theme this year is kind of cool. I'm really super stoked for it. It's also part of the reason why I'm going to Lock and Load. Each season is going to feature Holden and his struggles as he kind of makes his way through the Iron Kingdoms. And I'm not really sure what to expect from it. I'm not sure what they're planning on doing. Whether he's going to be like I don't know, like a mercenary character, or if he's going to be like a part of Gnarl or something like that. The fluff isn't out yet. It's supposed to come out sometime this week. I'm not really sure when. Hopefully before the league starts. Our league starts on a Thursday, so it's Sunday today. Just because our War Machine group meets on Thursdays usually. So for those of you who don't know how the seasons and the Narrative League works, just to give you a little rundown on it before we kick off everything else. The league itself is broken down into 4 seasons, comprised of a month worth of battle reports and gameplay. Each season itself will have a different version of Holden. Either there'll be a Courage version and a Coward version. Now, which version determines what you use each season? It's actually weekly. It's not for the whole season like I thought it would be. You do a survey before you kick off your week, and that survey determines whether you use the Courage version or the Coward version during your battles that week. After that, there's also, you choose a side for the entire season. So you choose either Reaper or Sower, and that determines what side you're trying to build up fate for, and also your achievements. I'm not sure how how that's going to work in terms of, you know, what do those fate points do for the overall I guess narrative of the league and how it gets sent to Privateer Press. I'm not sure how the shop is doing, or if you even do that at all. That's something I want to look into. I haven't looked that up yet. Another part of the league is it's the first league to culminate at Lock and Load, which is one of the big reasons why I'm going to Lock and Load. The final narrative piece of Holden's story and progress throughout the seasons is going to be taking place there. And it'll determine the final model for Holden, which is the first league ever that they're going to be doing a model release for how the story went throughout. So this season, what I want to do is I want to be able to say I painted some stuff, because I always say I'm going to paint something and I always fail to do it. Mostly because I end up building terrain and stuff. So my first goal is to paint my Gnarl horn. Customize him a little bit. I don't know if you can see on there. He's got a little bit more green stuff. He's bent over a bit further. I wanted him to be in more of a ram position, so I'm hoping to paint him. That's one of the achievements for the Sowers, which is the team that I decided to go with. What else? There's also some achievements for building terrain. The terrain pieces for Sower have to do with a mining town. So I want to do both sides of the achievement. Like I want to do the Reaper and the Sower terrain. I'm going to try to do that, but if I can't, I'm going to just focus on the my own Sower. So I'm going to try to do the Sower, and then if I have enough time left over, I'm going to do the Reaper. If I don't do the Reaper, I'm going to transfer that over into the post-season videos. Another thing I want to do this season is I want to write a progress story for Holden and his how he ends up joining my Circle of Orb Worlds, because I'm going to be playing Circle throughout the entire season, and throughout the entire league, sorry. And I kind of want to follow a theme, so my list will be very theme-based. My Holden itself, I'm going to be making a Holden character. Not sure on what yet. He's going to be circle-oriented. I'm going to try and do like a progress, you know, like whatever happens in the battle might affect his model. And I also want to make sure that the narrative follows what happens in the battles. So if someone dies or if he gets injured or something happens, I want the story to reflect that. And I kind of want to show a different side of him. I'm not sure what the story is going to be on officially from Privateer Press, but I want to show how he gets taken by Circle and brought into their ranks and why they chose him to join up, or to take him away rather. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll be posting that up on the on my Wix page, which will be in the description below. What else? I want to be able to play and do battle report for each special scenario that they release, because every season has a couple scenarios that it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be the same amount every time, but I want to do a battle report for each special scenario and the battlefield themselves. I really like narrative battles. I'm bored to death of steamrollers. Steamrollers are boring scenarios. There's no pizzazz. There's no... It doesn't feel like a battle. It feels like I'm playing a chess game, which isn't a bad thing. It's just not what I look for when I'm playing a narrative campaign or playing a casual game. I want, like, exploding crates, for example, or, you know, some sort of, like, a few seasons or a few leagues ago, they had Dragon come in and swoop down and clear out the battlefield, you know, stuff like that. I really like that stuff. So yeah, so week 1's about to kick off. There'll be a battle report after this part of the video to kind of show you the first week of battle, how it went, and all that stuff. So hopefully you enjoy. Thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, do all the usual jazz, and hopefully if you don't do that, then just at least share it. So thanks everybody.
A powerful blizzard has swept across the upper Wormwall Mountains, reducing visibility to mere feet and disorienting the armies that are moving at a crawl through the mountainous terrain. Smaller pockets of stranded forces have lit flares in an attempt to signal their comrades, but their efforts have instead attracted the attention of enemy soldiers equally lost in the storm.
Hey guys, welcome to Riker's Iron Battle Report. We're going to be just kicking off the Crossroads of Courage League with the first scenario. It's called Snowblind. We have the map set up here, and we got our armies lined up, ready to go. So we're just going to do a little, I guess, army look over, and then we'll jump right in. So I ended up losing the roll, and Mac chose that table side over there with his trolls, and I unfortunately was stuck with this side. So let's go over what I have. I got my Lord of the Feast, I got Gnarl Horn, I got my Blackclad solo. I'm using Kea as my caster, mostly because she's one of the few I actually have painted. I got my Stalker, I got my Druid Wilder in the back there. I got my Shifting Stones, I got my Feral, my Skinwalkers, my Pureblood, and over there we have the Tharn Ravager solo, which I forget, it's like a white mane or something. And that's pretty much my list. I'm going to be going up against Max Trolls. I'm not sure what he has over here, so... I'm just gonna yeah.
I have Lysandra, I forget what her name is.
Yeah, I don't really know what her name is either.
I got a full unit of Fenblades with the UA, a Kithkar solo, the Krillstone, Major Ep2. I have a Mauler, I took an Axer, a Bomber, and then a full, or not a full unit, but a unit of Krill Warriors with a couple Cabers and the UA.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. We'll be doing our reports in between rounds and how it went, and then hopefully a little thoughts and summaries at the end. So circle turn 1, I ended up just typical turn 1, just running everything up the field, trying to get closer. I put Kea up on the hill to get some defense bonus, and just far enough away from the flare that's right there to not remove her stealth that she put on herself. And everybody else just kind of ran. I have no particular plan at this time. So, Trolls turn 1, what did you do?
So, I moved my Mauler over to here because I think he will be, I forget his name, will be less effective versus him. And then I moved my Fens away from him because that dude will just eat my Fens. So I kind of did like a crisscross. I tried to shoot at his skinwalkers with the bomber, but I didn't have range and the deviation missed twice, same direction. And I tried to kind of move up the Krells to sort of begin a like a tar pit for the bomber. That's it.
Cool. So this is circle turn 2. I rolled 10 inches on my sight distance, but it was fortunate that Max dudes moved closer to the flares, so I could do some moving in charges without having to worry. I scooched my white mane up just a little bit. The skinwalkers did a little charge run order. They only ended up killing one of the fen blades, and now they're kind of sitting ducks, which is unfortunate. I only moved the stalker over. The pureblood itself did an assault run and hit a crap ton of dudes here, all the way up back to Madrak, and didn't kill a single one. It was a very unfortunate turn for them. I shifted the stones slightly to allow the Warpwolf to kind of move up into position for a teleport, possibly next turn. Kaya cast Spirit Door to pull back the pureblood, and I just ran these guys over here, with the exception of the Gnarl Horn, which I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with him, but he is poised for a counter charge. That's turn 2. Okay, so this is Troll's turn 2.
So I came in on his skinwalkers with the fen blades with Blood Fury on them, so it was pretty effective against killing most of them. I killed his solo, I forget what he's called, with the bomber. I just chucked a bomb at him. I then moved, since it's caster kill, which I forgot about, I moved all my Krells. I'm going to move everything towards his caster. I was hoping I could get a hunter's mark on his Warpwolf here, so that I could give the Mauler rush from the Axer, and then I would get a charge in, but she missed her hunter's mark. I forgot to use Madrak's Fury, so he's sitting on 4 Fury. That's it. If you guys want this table, I'm not using it.
So this was circle turn 3. I didn't manage to do much. He took out most of my skinwalkers last turn, so we are down to bare bones, just beasties and some solos. I tried to get the Lord of the Feast in to take out some guys, but he toughed. And oh no, sorry, I actually missed, and it didn't end up hitting him. Oddly enough, even with the increased rat or mat. I had moved the pureblood in for an assault charge. I sprayed through a bunch of guys, didn't kill a single one or damage anybody. I used my stalker, put his animus on, sprinted in, took out 3-4 fen blades, and then ran backwards. Probably the best thing that happened this turn. And I just shifted everything around, Spirit Doored my pureblood back, and tried to set up my ram to block some charge lanes. And that's my turn 2, or 3, sorry. So this is Troll's turn 3.
So I totally messed up because I forgot that Blood Fury also drops your defense by 2. So his pureblood probably would have killed more of my Fens than normal. So I had 4 left here. So I just removed them from play because of that. He did spray the Krells later, but they didn't have Blood Fury on them, so they're okay. At the time, they didn't have Blood Fury on them. So I moved these guys in. I killed his solo, I forget what he's called.
Lord of the Feast?
The Lord of the Feast. I killed him. He frenzied at the beginning of his turn, so he moved in. He killed one of my fen blades. The Axer came in, he did a little bit of damage to him. Mauler came in, he did a pretty good hit on him. Hunter's Mark hit, whoops, which helped. He cast War Cry on these guys to boost their mat. Madrak cast Blood Fury on them to give them the additional die. They drop their stone to get the strength bonus in addition to that, and that's it.
Cool. So this is circle turn 4. I managed to actually do quite more than I thought I would, and I'm not down and out yet. So I berserked the stalker, which ate through a bunch of the what are those things again? Krell warriors?
The Krells?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ate through the Krells. Unfortunately, his berserk also ended up killing my black-clad solo and my last skinwalker. Over here, I headbutted the mauler with the Gnarl horn, with the last kind of bit of health he had, and then I shifting stoned the feral behind him. Did as much damage as possible, rolled very low on a lot of rolls, except for the last one. I think he has like 4 health left. I then charge assaulted the Axer with the Pureblood to spray out to try and take out the solo up here. I did not. He still has some health left. And I did a bunch of damage to the Axer himself. He was hurt. And then I activated Kea, Spirit Doored everybody back. And that's pretty much my turn. Oh yeah, and I used her feet to do that. So that's that. So this is Trolls turn 4.
So, what did I do? So I kept Blood Fury on these guys just so I could charge the Caver in to hit him, but he missed. I think then next I moved the Bomber in and I chucked a couple of bombs over here, and I think I did some pretty good damage on his caster, which he transferred. Then I moved the Felcaller hero here. I sprayed the ram, killing it. I didn't do any damage to the Stalker. I moved her to try to Hunter's Mark the Stalker, but missed. I then charged in to the Pureblood that was up here and threshed, and I killed it. And I don't remember if I damaged the Pureblood. I think I missed it.
Yeah.
And then the Mauler came in, killing the Pureblood.
So this is circle turn 5. I didn't have much left, and I thought I had a killing blow coming up, but I got thrown off guard by Madrak's auto kill to survive with everything that's near him. So the Stalker killed off like 18 things, and nothing on Madrak, and he's going to Frenzy next turn, so I can't even use him. I don't think I'm going to make it past this turn. I ended up killing the Mauler and the Axer with the Feral, but I don't have enough left to survive, so this is probably going to be a Troll's victory next turn. So this is Troll's turn 5.
So I moved these guys in here to try to hit this thing. I missed both the Warp Wolf and the Druid. I dropped a couple bombs here, but they both deviated and I think they missed. I then tried to take him down. I almost did. I think he's only got like 4 hit points left. I hit him with all 3 of these guys here, but I couldn't quite kill him. That's it.
I wasn't able to do much. The Stalker frenzied because of Primal, ended up killing the stones. I teleported the Feral in between the Felcaller hero guy and the little clump of Caber dudes that were here, and because of pickup and other stuff, I ended up killing them off, and then Spirit Doored him back. I then charged this guy, the Bomber, with the Wilder, just to kind of lock him into combat so he doesn't toss bombs at me. He's forced to eat me.
So Madrak killed the stalker. Oh wait. Okay, and then the bomber moved here, took a free strike, no damage, and then I dropped a couple of bombs here. I did 6 damage to Kea. I damaged the Warp Wolf as well, and that's it. I forgot.
I ended up trampling over the elf girl here, killing her, and doing a bunch of damage to the bomber. I moved Kea as far as I could to the edge of the thing so I could teleport him back, and then I moved her into range to stop any sort of charging from the bomber. Although Madrak's there, and it's going to be very, very ugly.
So basically, I just came in here with Madrak, popped my feet, killed his druid, got a fury, attacked this warp wolf. I missed like twice. I hit him again. I hit him pretty hard. I kept a fury. Then when I went with the bomber, I forgot that his mind was gone, so I had to boost to get 2 dice. I tried to throw the warp wolf, but I missed. So I just punched him once, and I think I did a little bit of damage, like 8 damage, and that's it.
So this is the final turn. We had a super close, tight match. I activated Kea first. I put the Pharaoh's Animus on him, giving him the +2 strength and mat. I then activated the stones and teleported him behind Madrak, and then proceeded to attack. My body and my spirit were out, so I had to boost attack and damage rolls just to get 2 dice on him. But in the end, it was a squish for Circle. So Circle won barely. Next turn would have been a stomp. Hey everybody, so we're just going to do final thoughts on the Scenario 1 for Season 1, the Snowblind. In case you didn't notice, we weren't playing with our Holden character solos. The shop hadn't gotten their kits in yet. They ordered them too late, so we had kicked off the league without them. So we just played a regular, I guess, list without the Holden and whatever. So I'm not sure how it would have played out if we had him. I wasn't really sure what he would entail, but so my plan from the get-go was to whittle him down. Well, try to get it up as close as possible to his caster and whittle down his force. I hadn't taken into account Madrak's killing off a dude near him every time I hit him with anything, which bit me in the ass later on in the game. I was actually surprised to pull off a win. I thought he was going to stomp me after not being able to kill him, and I mean, we were down to pretty even points, and guys left, and it was a pretty tight match. In terms of the scenario itself, what did I think of it? I really liked this scenario. I'm looking forward to playing the other ones in the upcoming weeks. I'm kind of curious on how they will play out, if they'll be as significant. The one thing I didn't really like about this scenario is, although we rolled every turn for the view distance, the way that we had our the way that our armies played, we were both very melee oriented. So the shooting range and the line of sight to stuff for charges didn't really come into account because the flares were so close to each other and pretty much midfield. So we always were able to see everybody, and it even removed stealth, I believe, from the booklet. So it was a cool scenario. I would have liked to maybe play it with my Kador versus, like, you know, Max Skyra, but I guess we'll maybe try it out in a post-season game, see how that goes. My favorite moment in the game? Favorite moment? It had to have been the Feral teleport behind Madrak. A lot of people fail to take that into account, especially the teleportation stuff with the shifting stones. Bouncing people back and forth with Kea. I love Kea. She's one of my favorite casters to play. She's not super powerful. She's, according to people, she's not competitive. I really like playing her. The majority of my wins have actually come from playing her and Kruger 1, which are my two go-to warlocks for this league. But yeah, so unfortunately Mac isn't here right now. He had to leave. I had to leave too, so this is kind of a rush job on the final thoughts. But the future ones will be a little bit more structured, and will feature the field as it was at the end game. So thanks again for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this first battle report, and I look forward to doing more of them, and I hope you look forward to seeing them and experiencing them. If you have any suggestions or things you'd like to see, leave them in the comments. I'll try to accommodate what people are expecting, maybe standards of what they've seen in other things. One thing I am probably going to add in is later videos, feat acknowledgements, like when the feat is popped during that turn. One of the other things I probably will do is I'll try to keep track of the damage of the casters as they take it. That might be a little bit harder because we haven't really been keeping track of that, and yeah. So thanks again, everybody. Like, subscribe, share, do all the usual jazz, and we'll see you back here for another episode of our Road to Lock and Load series.